Hello, I'm Matt and welcome to Badger Workshop. We needed a way of advertising events at the pub, so I thought I'd make an easel to hold a blackboard. The easel was going to have 3 legs of equal length, so the first thing was to cut down some 2x3s. 2 of the legs need to be splayed out, so on the bandsaw I cut a taper at the top of them. I'm not exactly sure what this angle is, I just did it by eye. I used a block plane to clean up the cuts and make sure they're the same level. To hold all 3 legs together, I was going to use a dowel, so I determined the centre point on each leg. And then on the drill press, using a Forstner bit, I could put a hole for each leg. I actually messed the first one up, drilling in through square when I should have been at an angle, so I had to go back and recut it. Should have thought it through a bit more. After I corrected my mistake, I went for a dry fit to see if the principle worked. All seemed to work okay, so while I had it up, I marked where the legs needed to be cut so they would sit flush with the floor. I could then cut these down on the miter saw. As you can see, I had a day of messing up and really messed up this camera angle. The central leg is going to be pivoted out, so it needs the corners rounded off so it doesn't stick out at the top. I roughly cut out the shape on the bandsaw, and I could do the rest of the shaping by hand with a rasp. All 3 legs and the dowel could now be put back together, but this time I was going to glue the dowel in to both of the outside legs. This was all something I knocked together very quickly, as we needed it for a special event. And if I had more time, I'd have definitely thought it all through and made it a little better. But sometimes you just don't have that luxury and you've got to do it. Here you can see another great camera angle of me cutting some wood to make a shelf for the blackboard to sit on. I angled either end so it matched the legs. Then I cut an angled slither off the length so the blackboard would sit on and not fall off. As I'd used dowels once before on this project, I thought I'd attach the shelf with dowels as well. So I drilled a couple of holes through the shelf. Then I cut some dowels down on the bandsaw, without measuring them, and they turned out to be far too long for what I needed. I positioned the shelf where I wanted it, and then drilled through the holes I'd already done into the easel itself. This time I'd taken the time to measure how deep I wanted the holes, and put some tape on the drill. They do say mistakes are the best way to learn, so I must have learned a lot on this project. When all the glue had dried on the dowels, I could trim them to a nice length. As you can see, I wasted a lot of wood on this. With all the woodworking done, I gave it a sand down. I wasn't actually going to apply any finish and just leave it all natural. To stop the middle leg folding out too far, I found an old leather strap to attach to hold it in place. One end got attached to the back of the shelf using a couple of brass screws, and the other end to the third leg. And that's it all done, ready to advertising and events going on. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos.